Hello, Professor. Today I will explain assignment C# number 5. Uh, let's see which scripts. The first script is variable properties. First, we have to create another script called the total score. Let's go to total score. In total score, we removed mono behavior from it. Here we removed mono behavior from it, and we created the public integer value total score. Okay, inside total score we created a property for variable score. Here a property for variable score. If the score greater than 5 or less than 10, it will print the value of this score. Here here's the score that here's the property of for variable score that we defined. We can plug here any value, and if the value satisfy the condition, it will print the value, and if it does not satisfy, it will return to 0. And it can be also written like in if statement function, as we see here. And in variables properties, if the input was left mouse button, the total score that we defined in total score script will be equal the new total score. And if the input is right mouse click, it will print the result. And here we defined result by function get set. As we see here, we can plug two numbers for the new score and for the new result. Let's enable our script and see what's going on in our run. Left click, it prints the new score. Right click, it prints the new result. It prints it because it satisfies the condition, but if it is 5 or less than 5, it will print 0. Let's try, for example, 4. Left click button, it prints 0. Right click button, it prints 3. And that's all for the first script. The second script is Coroutine's work. In Coroutine's work, we call Coroutine by left mouse button. We call Coroutine by left mouse button. In the Coroutine, it will wait for 2 minutes and change the color of the object to the red color. and then it will wait for 3 minutes and change the color to the green. And here we use the function of enumerator, and we call it as test. Actually I don't know, oh sorry, here's 2 seconds, 2 seconds and 2 seconds. I don't know when I have to write the word in capital, the first letter in capital or in small letter. At first I wrote green and red in small, R and G in capital, and I found an error, and by changing it to small the error disappears. So I'm asking when I have to write capital letter and when I have to write small letter. Let's see what's going on in the run. Where's cube? Let's disable this and enable this. The console. Left mouse button. It the color 2 seconds and it changed it to red, and it prints quarantines started. Oh sorry, I forgot about this. It will print quarantines started at the first 2 seconds, and it will print quarantines ended at the end, as we hear quarantines ended. Cool. Let's see again. Left click 2 minutes and change it to 2 seconds and change it to red, and then 2 seconds and change it to green. And that's all for this script. The third script is camera zoom. Camera zoom, as I told you, I changed the scene. Practice 5.1 is in keep attached camera zoom. Oh, let's open the script. There's camera zoom here. Okay, we created camera zoom for orthogonal and perspective cameras. First, not here, here. Here's perspective and here's orthogonal. We define public float zoom the 2D, zoom speed the 2D. This is for orthogonal, and the perspective zoom speed 3D. And here in void update we use the if else statement. If camera dot main dot orthographic, this is the first. If the input was a mouse scroll wheel, and how did you get access to this? By file, building settings. Actually I don't remember very well. Player settings, I don't remember. Then wait, I forgot. Player, not in player. No, I forgot. So let's see which one. Package manager, maybe. This, no. Since take 8 now. Actually, I forgot how did we get it. So maybe I have to watch your video again to remember it. But I'm sure we get it from file and building settings. Okay, and if it's greater than 0, it will zoom in. If it is smaller than 0, it will zoom out. The orthogonal graphic size, it will increase by zoom speed 2D that we defined here. This is the zoom speed 2D, it will move by this speed, and in perspective it will move 40 sorry. Else if the input was also mouse scroll wheel, and oh, of course we have to multiply by time dot delta time. This was an error, as I showed you in the lecture today. And here we made a condition. It is from something like interval from 1 to 5. It will not zoom in or zoom out more than 1 or any more, less than 1 and more than 5. And here's from 10 to 50. It's actually the same, but for perspective camera. So let's see in the run. We enabled. Here's zoom in, and as you see, zoom in. Little main camera zoom in. As we see in it stopped zooming in until 10 because this is our interval, and zoom out, zoom out. It will stop at 50, as you all see. This is in perspective, and in orthogonal, let's see, here's zoom, just 1 until 1, and zoom out. My interval is 5, as you see. And that's all for script camera zoom. So let's change the scene again for camera shake. Press file, save, and here I did as he did. I added a plane just to see shaking, or to make shaking more visible to our eyes. I did as he did, like that. This is our camera, and I changed until I saw in my game the plane and the cube above it. So here's camera shake. We created camera shake. First we used transform, cam transform. We defined public float, shake time, and shake range. We defined range and time for shaking. and of course is for 3D vector 3 original from the original position. This is the original position, and in void update, if the input was left click button, the Coroutine will start and print shake camera. We used in the function enumerator shake camera. Float elapsed time is 0, while the elapsed is less than shake time here. The transform of the position will be random inside sphere, multiply the shake range, and the yield will return to null. Okay, and here in void start, camera transform will be equal camera.main.transform. We define those. Let's see what's going on in our run. Let's enable camera shake. Oh, this is the shake time and shake range. They should be small, as you see, and here multiplied by the shake range, as I said. So let's run our project. And by clicking the mouse button, it will shake. This is the time of shaking, 0.5, and the shake range. Maybe if I change the time for 3, this is the shaking time. It's a lot. And about the range, let's change this to 0.5, and let's make the range is 3. And the range of shaking will be higher, as you see. So that's all for assignment C#5. I know it is not the complete explanation because I didn't prepare well, but I understand the idea of each project, and that's all, and I hope I got 3. Thank you.